Alright traders, I'm back again with another video, and we're going to talk about a few pairs that we're looking at, and also the Euro Yen trade that I've been telling you guys about last week on my last video. I talked about this Euro Yen trade, and on the Euro Yen right now. This is the daily time frame. You can see I'm in the trade right now. I have 49 pip profit. But what I did last week, the trade came here where price broke out of the cloud, and I didn't want to get into the trade at that time. This is the daily time frame. This was a good looking setup, but the only problem was price was far away from the Kijinsen here. So when price is that far away from the Kijinsen, you can expect a pullback because the market is out of equilibrium. The market wants to be in equilibrium, not out of equilibrium. So the market pulled back, and where did it pull back to? It pulled back right to that daily Kijinsen, and you can see here it bounced off of that level. It had a couple spikes here, long wick candles, but that was showing you that there was no strength in the upward movement. There's more strength in the downward movement because the bulls couldn't carry that momentum upwards, and the bears pushed it right back down. And you can see that happen for 1, 2, 3 days, and then the fourth day all this indecision, and then a little bit of movement, and then now some more movement downwards. Now we're looking at this level here, the bottom of this flat cloud right here. We want to see price break out of that level, but I'm into the trade already, so what I'll look for is to make it to that level. Once I get to that level, then I'll look to see if price can break that level, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to manage that trade, and I'll show you why I got into the trade. So everything on this daily time frame we're looking at is bearish, okay, because you have, well, actually price being inside the Kumo, that's going to be that's a neutral signal, so we're not bearish. Actually, we need price to break out of that cloud, then we will be bearish. But we got a Kumo twist right here, which is bearish, so your future is bearish. Your future does not represent price levels, it represents support and resistance levels, so that's not where price will be in the future. And this TK crossover right here is bearish. It happened up above the cloud, so it's a weak signal, but you could see price continue to come downwards. You got Chiku span below price, but it's above this Kumo here. We'd love to see it get down here below the Kumo and then have some free running space. Alright, so we need price to get outside the Kumo on the daily time frame, and that will give us a very good trading opportunity. But being that price bounced off of this daily Kijinsen, what I'm looking for is an entry on the 4-hour time frame. That's the time frame that I enter my trades on. So I went to the 4-hour time frame and I found the entry, because basically this is the 4-hour time frame, and you could see the thing is, here's the daily Kijinsen, this dark blue line right here that's going across. Well, what happened was price came up, here's where those spikes were, and then finally price bounced off of the Kijinsen right here, dropped back down, and then came back up, bounced off of the Kijinsen, but we still were above this level. And see, a lot of people were probably looking at the cloud breakout, but I really wasn't looking at the Kumo breakout because of what I saw on the daily time frame. Okay, so we did have the breakout, and I didn't take the breakout because I knew what I saw on the daily time frame. So the daily time frame is going to be stronger than the 4-hour time frame as far as your bias and what you're looking for. So I got the bias from the daily time frame. Now the only thing, once price bounced off of that Kijinsen here, this is where I look to get in a trade when price came outside of the cloud. I still had my sentiment on this trade was still going to be looking for the bearish move. Now when I seen it come above the cloud, yeah, you say I could have looked for a bull move, but let's go back to that daily time frame. Looking for that bull move, yeah, I know that in the daily time frame, just looking at the setup, the way price is moving, this is all downwards, and then for price to break through, we'd have to break through the cloud, we'd have to break through this Kijinsen, and it never was happening with the breakout of the Kijinsen. Price wasn't breaking that Kijinsen. You could see this candle here. So when you get that push like that, this long wick candle push back down, then to go long on the 4-hour time frame was kind of risky, because it was showing you right here that the bears had strength in this. The bulls couldn't contain this push upwards, so the market came back down, making that long wick candle after it rose up this far, and still couldn't break the Kijinsen level. So that Kijinsen daily level was very important. Alright, so yeah, we had a close on the 4-hour time frame above the Kijinsen level, that daily level. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. Now we have these closes right here. We didn't get in on the trade here because basically what we would do, we weren't sure of this trade based off of looking at the daily time frame. So you had the breakout and then you had to close above, but then we wait for the pullback. Here's the pullback. Okay, so still not being convinced, you wait for the break of this fractal level here. Price never could break this fractal level. And if price didn't break that fractal level, then I'm saying there's no momentum in the upward movement. All right. There's a little momentum here showing you the break of the cloud, but that's on the daily time frame. That's just that long wick candles. But then you see the pullback all the way to the Kijin, to the Kumo right here. All right, and then price came back up, but it couldn't break this level here. So this level was important because I needed to see some momentum for the upward movement in order for me to take this breakout. So I wanted to see the breakout of this fractal level after the pullback. Well, that never happened, and you could see the market started making lower highs. So here's the high, and then here's the high that's lower. Here's a high lower, another lower high, and this high is even lower. All right, so now look. When I saw this bounce here and price was still inside the Kumo, I waited, price came out, bounced again off of the daily Kijinsen, and then started to drop. And then last night it broke outside of the Kumo. So what I did was enter the trade right here at the end of this candle and put my stop loss up here. My stop loss is a little bit above the Kumo right here. And basically it's a little above the Kijinsen because now the Kijinsen is right here. So here's where the Kijinsen was. Now we moved it. Well, this is the daily Kijinsen right here, but this is the 4-hour Kijinsen. So I'm a little bit above that 4-hour Kijinsen. I'm not above that daily Kijinsen, but I am above the a little bit above the 4-hour Kijinsen and above the 4-hour Kumo. So that's where my stop loss is. Okay, and here's where my entry was right here. And then you could see we're right here. Well, now here's the daily cloud. This is the bottom of that daily cloud. This is what we really want to see. If price can continue this downward momentum, but it's showing the strength is weakening out, you can see where everything's flattening out, and the short-term momentum flattened out a little bit here. So we want to see price break this level, and then we can expect a pretty good run maybe. But I'm already in the trade, and I won't let this trade go to negative on me. So I'm hoping to hold this trade and break through this level, hopefully. But we don't know what the market's going to do, but we're going to see. All of our signals are telling us that that's the possibility. Okay, we don't have this future yet on the 4-hour time frame being bearish, but we still took this trade. We broke out of the cloud. We had a little momentum showing, and then price moved a little bit downwards. Now, another thing, there weren't many strong moves recently, and then you had this move, and this wasn't super strong, and then it's starting to retrace now. Well, being that price is being contained a little bit, I figured that maybe there would be enough momentum now since price hasn't made any really serious moves in the past week. So we want to see some momentum for price to break this level here. Now hopefully we get that momentum, and hopefully that happens. Now if you're not in this trade, the thing that you could do, there's a few things that you could do. First of all, you could wait for this level to be broken. All right, now we could wait to see where this is going to retrace. All right, and then we can play the break of this fractal level. So if this retraces upwards and makes a fractal level here, we can wait for that and then wait for price to break that level. That'll show you that you have some momentum in the downward move. Now also breaking this level will be another level that you can look at. I'd like to get in, if I'm not in the trade, I'd like to get in on the break of a fractal level up here, quite possibly. All right, but we have to see what price is going to do. Maybe price is going to continue downwards. It's not going to make a fractal level there, but it looks like if it retraces right here, this is where it could make a fractal level. All right, and then you would look to get in after that break of that fractal level if price continues back downwards. So you can't keep your bias. You have to watch your trades and make sure that you're always changing your bias, because I looked at that daily time frame, and looking at the 4-hour time frame, people were probably wondering why I'm not looking at the breakout, but I just explained that to you about that breakout, so I didn't even worry about getting that breakout. And you made a little bit. If you got the breakout here, you probably made some pips. All right, but now I'm looking to get in a good long run, so we're going to wait on that breakout of the daily Kijinsen, of the daily Kumo. All right, so that's the euro yen in a nutshell. Let's go to the euro dollar. We're on a daily time frame. Now there's a few things about this euro dollar that I don't even trade the euro dollar really that much. But you could see here on the daily time frame, price came up, we broke out here, moved upwards. Now price came all the way back down and it's bouncing off of this 4-hour Kijinsen, 4-hour Kumo. But along with that 4-hour Kumo, look what's lining up with it. This right here, this blue line is the monthly Kumo. So let's go to the monthly and look at that, see what that is. That's not even the monthly Kumo, so I don't know why that line is here. So we're going to get rid of it. This is the monthly Kumo right here. Let's go to the daily. That's what that was, the daily Kijin, the daily Kumo. My sorry. This is the daily Kijin, the daily Kumo right here. And I should have known that because what I do, like I told you guys, I do all my lines so that I know what it is. And this solid lines are going to be daily time frames. Dash lines will be monthly time frames. And then dotted lines will be 4-hour time frames if I put it in. But see, this is the daily Kijinsen, the daily Kumo right here that we're bouncing off of. Here's your daily Kijinsen right here. You can see that line right there, and there is where it's lining up. Price broke below that level, and now it's attempting to break this thin flat top Kumo. Now the thing is, we want to see what price is going to do here. It looks like maybe price may bounce here, see if it violates that level or observes that level. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Now there was good opportunities on this trade already. Once you break out of the cloud here, yeah, I would have taken this trade because a couple of things. Because let's go back to the daily. I'm looking at a pullback, looking at the market pulling back. So you're looking at maybe price moved up, but then you expect a pullback, and then now this level here, is price going to hold that level? This is the daily Kijinsen right here. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. Now before we were above that daily Kijinsen, and here it is right here. There's that daily Kijinsen. So maybe you get in on the break of this and you say, well, this is where your level is. So this would be a reason why I wouldn't get into it, maybe, because looking at where I am with the daily Kijinsen, but you still have room, so you could make a little bit of profit here. But then price broke that level, and then it came back and retraced. Now it bounced off of that level. This is surely a level to get into. So here's where we would definitely have 100% bias to take the trade. The break of this fractal level right here, and here's where it broke that level. Then you could get into the trade right here, and then you look at this level here. This is going to be that daily Kijinsen, the daily Kumo right here. So you see price break this level, break this fractal level, close below it right here. Now you're in the trade here, and then you're worrying about this daily Kumo level here. So you want to see price break that daily Kumo level, but on here you're seeing how far away you are from your Kijinsen. Let's look on the daily time frame. Well, on the daily time frame, let's go to that daily. We're a good 125 pips away from the daily Kijinsen, so you still have a lot of room for movement. So if we break below this cloud, so go to the 4-hour time frame, yeah, and a break below this level would be a good opportunity. But basically you wanted to get on that fractal level. Now if price doesn't violate this level and it observes it, then you're going to wait for the pullback. You're going to see where it pulls back to. Now the immediate pullback that we look for is going to be the Kijinsen. If it doesn't pull back that far, then you take the break of that level again when it comes back. And I hope you understand this trading like this, because you're waiting on the pullback to the Kijinsen. That's going to be your fib retracement level, 50% of the prior move, or else you're going to wait for the break of the fractal level. So basically we're playing the fractal levels, the support and the resistance levels, you know, bounces and breaks. So that's the euro daily, that's the euro dollar on the 4-hour time frame, daily time frame, and looking at your opportunities there. Let's go to euro New Zealand dollar. This is daily time frame, and you can see this is right here. This is going to be the monthly Kijinsen. It's a dashed line, and here's my daily Kijinsen. So we're between the monthly and the daily Kijinsen right now, and this is the daily time frame. So let's go to the 4-hour, see what I was looking at. Alright, so you got a break of the cloud. So on this cloud break, now price is pulling back. There's a couple things you could do. Wait for it to pull back to this fractal, to this level right here, which is the bottom of this Kumo. It's going to be a strong resistance level. So price pulls back, and you can enter the trade here and put your stop loss above that Kijinsen. Now, if you want to wait for the, you know, to get confirmation, you wait for the next candle after the bounce here. Wait for it to close below that level. Put your stop loss above that Kijinsen and ride this level down to here. Then you want to see it break this level, this daily Kijinsen level. And when it breaks that daily Kijinsen level, then you continue in your trade. You move your stop loss down. Let's see where we are on that daily again. So if you break that daily Kijinsen level, if price breaks that daily Kijinsen level right here, we can expect some downside. Now a lot of times what happens, and we've seen this before, I showed you this on a lot of other pairs, and you can watch this happen all the time. Price moves up, you can see the flattened out momentum. Price moves up, and then now what it's going to start to do is get in a range. So it may range from this level here, come all the way down, bounce, come all the way back up, and range in here for a while before breaking out either side. A lot of times breaking to the downside, and then you'll break this Kumo and then continue downwards. But you see this action happening in the market a lot. You see this coming up, you see this market move up, and then you see it get into this range here, and here's where it's starting to get into that range. So we see that this level may be observed well, and then we move up, and this level will be the next level, and then we'll just be in a range for a while. So think about that and look at that. Go back and look at a lot of pairs that we trade, and you'll see that happening a lot of times. Alright, so here's the 4-hour time frame again. So basically if price does do that, what will happen is it'll bounce on this level. Now it may break a little below this level a little bit, but then it may come back up and go above. So on the 4-hour time frame, you may see it break below that level and come down a little bit and then go back up. But on the daily, that would be a spike. Alright, so that's what we're looking at on the euro New Zealand dollar. This is the levels that we're in between now, and if price stays between that level, we can trade this range. Alright, so that's your euro New Zealand dollar. Pound dollar, this is a daily time frame. Looks almost like the euro dollar with the pullback down to the Kumo here. This is your daily Kumo, and we need to put our line there for that daily Kumo. We need to be aware of where price is with that daily Kumo, so we want to put that in there. So we're in there. Price is on the daily Kumo bouncing. Alright, so you can see price came down, bounced on the Kumo. That's the daily time frame. Here's your daily Kijinsen. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Alright, here's that level. And again, looking at this, again, we had the cloud breakout, and then you had the breakout, but you had the pullback, pulled back to the cloud. You could wait for the break of this fractal level or pull back or bounce of the cloud. And it showed you that it was going to have a good chance of bouncing on the cloud when you saw this happening here. These long wick candles, not really long wick candles, but a lot of indecision candles right here. 3 indecision candles right here. Finally it had a nice wick here, You could have waited and got in at the close of this one, because this was showing you that this level was going to be observed, and it was. Price dropped and continued down, retrace, and now we're continuing downwards. You could have waited for the break of this fractal level, which would have got you here. All right, put your stop loss above this fractal level. All right, and now price is going down, moved up, and then here we go. We broke this fractal level. Here it is, the break, but we're way down here, and now we're attempting to break this daily Kumo right here. All right, so here's the daily Kijinsen. We broke below that level. Now we're seeing what's happening here. We break below this level. Now remember, a break below this level and maybe two candles close below but come all the way back up, that's going to be on the daily time frame, just a wick. All right, so you know you're close to this level, and you have to know that when you enter a trade. Is it going to be a good trade? Is it worth it? Do you have room for movement? That's the pound dollar 4-hour time frame. And last pair we're going to look at here is the US dollar Swiss franc daily time frame right here. You can see price on the daily time frame moving down, then pulling back up. Looks like we're pulling up to this daily Kumo right here, daily Kijinsen right here. Sorry, we already broke this monthly. This is the monthly Kijinsen right here. We broke that level already, and now we're moving up here. But just little breaks like this on a 4-hour time frame as opposed to this monthly, that doesn't mean it's a close on the monthly. You still have a long time for that. Well, we have a couple days left for the close of the monthly time frame, but we're moving up on the daily Kijinsen right here. All right, so we're right there at that level right there. Now let's see where we are on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame were a lot of good opportunities. Let's go back to this daily real quick. Alright, so our bias is bearish, alright, but why would we get into a long trade? Because we're expecting a pullback, and we expect a pullback to the 50% retracement level. So we're counter trend trading against the daily time frame, and on the 4-hour time frame it's not a counter trend trade, it's with the trend on the 4-hour, but we're counter trending the daily time frame. So what we would be doing is playing this breakout here. Now you see price right here didn't break out, held this level 3 times and then dropped. You could have played the break of the bounce of this Kijinsen right here, daily Kijinsen. You had to cross right here, TK crossover. This was a medium strength signal being inside the cloud, and then you had to break out of the cloud right here. This is a very good trade right here to get into. Price breaks, you come up to this monthly. You would expect this monthly, so it dropped. So the monthly support, the monthly Kijinsen held right here, and then it dropped, made price drop. So we had that resistance level, then price came back up against it, tested it for a few times, and then broke it. And now we're up against the daily Kijinsen, coming up against that. All right, what we want to see here then, if you're not in this trade already, it's too late to get into the trade right yet. So what you're going to wait for is either price to bounce off of this level, pull back, maybe pull back to this level, and then go again. So now you're gonna play the bounce or the break of a fractal level. All right, or else you can play the break of this level here. This is the daily Kijinsen. If price breaks that level, then of course we want to get into that trade. Price may break that level and then retrace back to that level, as price does a lot, breaks a level and retraces back to that level. All right, so that's what you would be looking for on the 4-hour time frame with the US dollar Swiss franc. I'm about done here. Hopefully helping somebody. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm looking at this euro yen pretty tight, and it's trying to stall out. Not a lot of momentum right now. You can see it hasn't had that much momentum lately, so looking for that momentum to start picking up and then attempt to break this level here. This will be a very good trade for us. But traders, keep your eyes out, do the things that I've been showing you, and you'll be successful. Until next time, traders, that's going to be it. Hopefully I'm helping someone, blessing someone, and until next time, God bless. So long.